Hey everybody, welcome to another video review. So this is something I've had for quite a long time, been meaning to sort of talk about it. I figured this would be a nice opportunity to do so since I've just been on a sort of Disneyland Galaxy's Edge custom lightsaber build review binge lately, kind of doing a little bit more work on that the last couple of weeks since Galaxy's Edge just started. This is a old collectible, many years old. I'd say maybe over 10 years. It's by a company named Master Replicas, and the name of their company sort of denotes what they really wanted to do, their ambition. They wanted to create the top of the line, most authentic prop replicas out there, and they put together some truly beautiful historic pieces. Sadly, they went out of business quite a few years ago. I think a lot of it had to do with maybe mismanagement. I'm just speculating, but not only the mismanagement, but also probably with the reality of the prop replica market where the margins are pretty thin because of the licenses that had to be paid to secure, these pieces, and then the accuracy, the overhead with mistakes, things like that. So sadly, they're out of business, but during their run, they made some truly epic, historic pieces. So one of the things about Master Replicas that's really amazing is that with every piece that they sold, with every collectible, they also included their its own custom display case. Made out of acrylic and a mirrored base, very classy. The one exception, I think we can maybe forgive them for not doing that, is the Master Replicas studio scale Millennium Falcon, which is 3 feet in length, over 2 feet long, about I think half a foot tall. And they gave you the mirrored base. They could not give you the acrylic cover. It would have been just way too much. And I think we can forgive them for that. So what is this we're seeing right here? Well, this is the Master Replicas Darth Vader lightsaber from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And I own all of those lightsabers that Vader has from Episode 3 when he first, of course, became Vader. You saw Anakin become Vader all the way to Episode 4, A New Hope, Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. And I think people who are not huge fans of Star Wars, but just know Vader in a passing manner, just sort of assumes that his lightsaber is the same lightsaber for all 3 movies. And of course, we who are a little bit bigger fans of the trilogy know that is far from the truth. And so Master Replicas went to Lucasfilms and they got the actual prop from the movies, and they painstakingly recreated it in every minutia, every detail. So this is as good as it gets. This is the actual prop of the lightsaber from Darth Vader in the movie Revenge of the Sith. Accurate in size, accurate in detail. It's made of machined metal, of rubber, the highest quality materials. So here's the case. This is the acrylic case. We're gonna lift it apart, put it aside. It comes with 2 little plaques. So this is the Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader lightsaber limited edition of 1302. That's the number that I have. And the worldwide edition is 3000. As you can see, it was released November 18th, 2005. So 14 years ago. That's a long time ago. I believe that only a certain number of these lightsabers have both plaques. Okay, so I display both with it right over here. I'm unaware whether this came with a signed signature edition, okay? Because I think this was created maybe near the end of Master Replica's life cycle, and I don't know who would have signed it. I have the signed versions of episode 2, not episode 2. I have the signed signature versions of Empire Strikes Back Vader, which was signed by James Earl Jones, and episode 6, which was signed by David Prowse. I think episode 4, New Hope, was signed by both James Earl Jones and David Prowse, I believe. But I don't know if this was signed by Hayden Christensen. I think the signature version of Anakin Skywalker maybe featured Hayden Christensen's signature, but I don't know if this ever came with a signature version. So this is, of course, resting in its base. You can see that this is a mirrored base, very classy. So I'm going to lift up the lightsaber. This is very heavy, and then let's just kind of talk about it. So here's the base. I'm going to put the base aside. Put these plaques aside so we can concentrate on just this lightsaber. This is as heavy as the custom lightsabers from Savi's workshop. Okay, so this here is rubber. This is all metal. Move this aside again, so again we don't hit anything by accident. So take a look. 2005 Master Replicas Inc., 2005 Lucasfilm Ltd. You can see this is all, I don't know whether this is aluminum, but it's reflective, very good quality. Right here. And then you can see that this is the, bring it up, this is some of the finer metal finish and detail of this lightsaber. Little brass or bronze detailing. This is the finish here, again, reflective. You can actually see the camera on the tripod off this reflection. Get a little bit close up so you can appreciate the detail. There you have it. I have no idea how much these things are worth now. You know, I bought them, I think I bought this one for a couple hundred. It might be worth a few thousand for all I know. But you're not getting anything close to this level of quality ever again. In my opinion, that's impossible. So you can see here again, the metal on the inside. So this is not a real lightsaber, obviously. It's so beautiful and so perfect that I've had more than one visitor who looked at it and actually asked, like, you know, does this work? Is it, you know, does it emit light or whatever it is? Because it just looks so amazing. The screw over here. So no, this is just a prop replica from the actual movie, but it is not a toy. You can't put a lightsaber blade on the one end and light up. You can't do that. We have other products for that. Just again, I wanted to show you the finish. So it's very heavy. While the movie is obviously my least favorite movie, this lightsaber may be my favorite handle. There's just a feeling of weight to it. It looks really sort of classy, nice, sharp lines. I love the rectangular element right here. And then of course, the patterning here, all the way down from beginning to end. This is just a really, really nice, hefty lightsaber. Okay. And I'll do a separate more brief video, maybe showing all of Vader's lightsabers so you can appreciate how they've evolved or changed and appreciate the more minute differences. So far, Vader only appeared in 4 movies when Master Replicas was making these, Revenge of the Sith, and then the original trilogy. He appears again in Rogue One, but by the time that movie came out, Master Replicas, of course, was no more, and there was no attempt to create a proper replica of the lightsaber that Vader used in the end of Rogue One, or he just used the same lightsaber as the one that we saw in the original Episode 4, New Hope, which I have. So this is a work of art. You know, this is a true prop replica of the original lightsaber handle from Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So I'm going to gently place it here. And then in comparison, I'd like to bring in the lightsaber that I built from Savi's workshop in Disneyland Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And so this is the power and control lightsaber, which is associated with the Sith. So if you look at the two side by side, you will clearly see that this thing here is just another level of, in my opinion, quality, another level of finish. It's smaller, more refined, because of course the top one is a glorified toy, a very, very good quality toy. Now, and that's by no means meant to disparage this, but it's a toy and you have to put the lightsaber handle at the end of it. So it just feels bigger and bulkier. Just has really no relation to the accuracy of a true prop replica. So if you look at this side by side, you can see that this one is just bigger, more crude. You really can't compare the two. And so, you know, at Doc Ondar's, which is their version of more of a high-end souvenir store, they do sell what they call legacy lightsabers, which are lightsabers from original trilogy or prequel trilogy characters, but you know, of this type where you can put again a blade and have it light up. They call them legacy because they're not custom, you're not building them yourself, and they are patterned after, again, characters' lightsabers from the animated series and the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the new one as well. And there are some, like for instance from Kylo Ren, there's some Darth Maul, and Mace Windu, where if you were to compare their legacy versions where you can put the lightsaber blade in with the original master replicas, it's just simply an embarrassment. The legacy versions, so-called, are the same finish, the same crude finish and detail as this. Very large, because again, you have to fit in the batteries, you have to fit in the lightsaber blade. And again, in no way can it be compared to the beauty of the original props. The Mace Windu Master Replica's lightsaber, for instance, is a work of art. It's gold finish. It's gorgeous. And when I saw the Mace Windu version of the legacy version, for instance, when they sold at Doc Ondar's in Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge, you just kind of compare. It's just completely, it's like basically a metal toy version. And the same thing with every single legacy lightsaber, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. And it goes to show you again just how special these prop replicas by master replicas truly are, and we'll never see their like again. Now this, you know, you could argue you could pay $1,000 for this. You're owning a piece of history. And they're selling legacy versions of this, for instance, perhaps for, you know, $120, $130, not accurate, large, metallic versions of the plastic toys that they've sold forever, not numbered, mass marketed. So again, these guys are the real deal, to be distinguished again from the legacy versions, which I'm not a big fan of. I much rather have something like this, which does not pretend to be anything more than an amazing toy that you build yourself, and that, you know, this has your own mark on it, versus buying a version of this. But you know, I do wish, I don't know, that maybe Disney would take the time to honor Master Replica's memory and maybe make a quality like this, you know, of their newer lightsabers. But from Count Dooku to Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker, Mace Windu, the Emperor even, man, Master Replicas made some breathtaking lightsabers. I don't have the space or the budget to buy all of them, obviously, but I chose Vader because he is, of course, the quintessential Star Wars character, and I did get every Master Replicas lightsaber of his. I wanted the signature version as well, but I only managed to pick up 2 of the 3 signature versions. I never did get the signature version of the New Hope version. And now I think those are in the $2,000 range. You know, it's just beyond reach at this point. But anyways, I will be making some more reviews now of the original trilogy Vader lightsabers, and hopefully you can start appreciating the difference. But just wanted to kind of showcase again what's out there now versus what was there before. There really is no comparison. So I hope you enjoyed that. There's not many people who have actually Master Replicas. These are 15 years old. So again, you know, they have to have it, and then they have to be willing to make a YouTube video about it. So I'm hoping that this will raise some interest and again bring back or resurrect the memory of Master Replicas, because they did make just some legendary things. Till next time, hope you enjoyed this review. Do take care.